Hey you guys, it's Kyle from Markham Reptiles, and today we're going to be going over the top 5 mistakes made by new snake keepers. Here to help me with my list today, I have my boy King Midas, and he's one of my favorite northern white-lipped pythons because he is so golden. I actually got some super cool shots of him outside today too, but he just shed his skin today, and he is looking absolutely amazing. This guy is probably about a 6.5-foot male, and he is just a really cool northern white-lipped python. And he's getting used to handling as well. This guy is an absolute beast. I'm glad he's getting accustomed to me, and he really is such a cool snake. So I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. And of course, this video is about the top 5 mistakes that new snake keepers make. And you guys actually chose this list on Instagram. You voted with your comments, with your likes. We asked you this question, and this list right here is based off your answers, your voting. If you guys would like to vote, just follow us on Instagram at Markham Reptiles. Thank you to everyone that participated. All participants will be linked in the description below. So big shout out to you guys for helping us come up with this wonderful top 5 list. So there's a reason I brought out this girl right here. This is a 2024 zebra jungle carpet, and she's actually sold. She's awaiting her shipment to her new home. But when I first got this girl right here in, she was eating wonderfully at the previous place she was at. But then when she got here, she actually stopped eating. And I soon realized it was because I was taking a lot of pictures and videos of her, and she wasn't used to that at her previous home. So I actually stopped handling this girl for about a week and a half, and then she started slamming food, and she got a lot more comfortable. And after that, it was fine to start handling her again. She's still slamming food. You see she's looking nice and thick right here, and she's absolutely doing wonderful. But it did take that immediate period of about a week or so before she stopped being uncomfortable from overhandling. And I do handle my snakes a lot. I take a lot of pictures and videos of them outside and stuff like that. So the camera interface, combined with the constant handling, combined with the stress of shipping and stuff like that, and just the stress of changing to a new home. You guys know how it is moving from one place to another. It can be very stressful, and some snakes just don't handle that stress well. So if you get a new snake and it's not eating, one of the main things that you can do to ensure that it does start eating is actually just stop handling it. Stop handling it until it eats. Leave it alone. Let it chill out. Let it get adjusted into its new place. And then when it does start eating, you can start handling it again, like this beautiful zebra jungle carpet. She is an absolutely wonderful example of this one. And I know it's your pet. You want to hold it. But these snakes are uncomfortable with being held sometimes, especially when they're younger or if they're not adjusted to being held a lot. So if your snake isn't eating, try not handling it as much. It definitely works. All right, you guys, here to help me with this next one is actually Maui. He's a blackhead clown pied ball python that we produced right here at Markham Reptiles last year. And we actually should have ball pythons hatching out here within the next 2 weeks. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But number 4 is actually a two-way tie. And the first part of this two-way tie is going to be taking bad advice. Not everyone knows what they're talking about, you guys. You cannot go listening to everyone. You need to know where your advice is coming from. Does this person have experience with the species that you're working with? Does this person have experience keeping a lot of snakes over a long period of time? If you're going to be altering aspects of your keeping to adjust to somebody's advice, you definitely need to do a background check, so to speak, on that person. Is this someone you should be even taking advice from? Don't take advice from random people that don't know what they're talking about. You want advice from the very best. You want advice from people that have the experience, from people that know what they're talking about, and people who you really want to emulate. If someone doesn't keep in a way that you like, then don't listen to what they say at all, because you don't want to become what they are. You want to take advice from people that you respect, and that's definitely going to go a long way in improving your keeping of these wonderful animals. The second part of the two-way tie for number 4 was actually idolizing podcasters. So this was a comment by my buddy Riley at Riley's Reptiles. He has some super cool carpet pythons, and I actually DM'd him to get him to elaborate on this point, even though I kind of know what he's talking about already, because not everyone is the same as they appear to be on video. I would like to think that I am very much so the same person as you see on these videos here. I'm nice, I'm supportive, I answer people's questions when they ask me, and all of those types of things. But not everyone is like that. And when I reached out to Riley, he basically said, don't meet your idols. because he's had bad experiences where he really was a fan of somebody, then he met them in person and was not so much a fan anymore. And I have actually had those experiences as well. So I completely understand what he's saying. Now, we don't have to put people on a pedestal in general. You can definitely respect what people do and stuff like that, but everyone is human, you guys, and we should all treat each other as such. And if someone does not treat you with respect as a human, then this is not someone that you should be idolizing. So I definitely see why you guys chose not idolizing podcasters as number 4. That being said, podcasts are a great way to build your database of information. So if you need information, just check out who the guests are, make sure they know what they're talking about, kind of referring to the other part of number 4, which was don't take advice from people that don't know what they're talking about. Just make sure whoever's doing the podcast and whoever is a guest on the podcast, more importantly, knows what they're talking about. And podcasts can be a great way to build a wealth of information very quickly. The number 3 mistake that new snake keepers make is just getting too many snakes too quickly. Once they get one snake, they realize how cool and exciting it is to keep a snake, and then they just go get a bunch of snakes, and then they're in over their head. Just take it slow, you guys. Enjoy the animals one at a time that you get, and really just learn that animal. You don't want to get a bunch of animals too quickly, then be swamped with rodent bills, enclosures. All of these things cost money. Cleaning these snakes takes time. It does add up, especially when you have a lot of animals. You're going to want to grow slowly as a keeper, and that means not rushing and just impulsively buying too many snakes. You don't want to rack up too many snakes and have too much responsibility too fast, and then you lose everything that you built because you have to give it all away, sell it, or what have you. That's not what we want to do. These animals live 20 to 30 years, and we want to keep them for that amount of time, okay? You're making a commitment to these animals when you get one. So definitely don't buy too many snakes too quickly. Here to help me with this next part, we actually have our corn snake, Tinkerbell. And she is a het amelanistic, het ultra, motley corn snake. She's absolutely strikingly orange, and she is a super cool animal. But that brings us to number 2, you guys. The number 2 mistake that new snake keepers make is buying the snake before they have an enclosure. You cannot buy an animal like this and have nowhere to put it. Snakes are cold-blooded animals. They derive their heat from their environment. Snakes like this need a certain temperature, certain humidity in order to survive, depending on what the species is. You cannot just buy one of these snakes and not have the setup for it. You need to have the setup first, which means you need to have properly done your research. You can't just buy these animals without researching just because you see it. This is a living animal that's going to live 20 or 30 years. You need a setup. It doesn't have to be an expensive setup, but you need to have a setup that will properly and effectively help this snake to meet its temperature and humidity requirements at the bare minimum, okay? And you need to have that setup before you get the animal. This is a super important one. I never really understood why people do this, besides maybe just being too impulsive and buying an animal and not having the setup. I mean, I really don't understand really why people do that. So please don't be one of those people, you guys. Make sure you have the setup before you get the animal. And that brings us to number 1, you guys. And number 1 kind of encompasses some of these other ones we've been talking about. And I've used the word quite a bit throughout this video, and that is being impulsive. Impulse buying is a problem with new snake keepers. You don't want to impulse buy too many animals, and you don't want to impulse buy your first animal and not be ready for it. Proper research is key. Being a new snake keeper, you need to thoroughly research what you're buying. Don't just buy it at an impulse. Don't buy the wrong animal. Make sure you research who you're buying from as well. You don't want a disease-ridden, half-dead animal. You want nice, healthy, robust animals like Tinkerbell right here. Big shout out to Dan from Shack Scales, who I got Tinkerbell from. I'll go ahead and link Dan in the description. He is an awesome guy. He breeds corn snakes, blood pythons, tiger rat snakes, and some other stuff. He is super cool. So shout out to you, Dan. But you definitely want to research and make sure you're buying from a reputable breeder. They're going to give you good customer service. Check them out. Message them. Talk to them. If they don't respond to you before the sale, they're not going to respond to you after the sale. And you definitely want a breeder that is willing to talk you through some husbandry issues or any other issues that you're having with your animal after you buy it. So you want a breeder with good customer service. You want to have the setup for the snake, like I said. And all of these things revolve around not being impulsive. Do not just impulse buy animals. Do not buy so many animals that you no longer can care for them, that you don't have the space for them, and stuff like that. These snakes deserve a good life. They live 20 to 30 years. So remember that when you're buying them, and absolutely take the best care of them that you possibly can. Don't be impulsive. Make sure you go about this the right way, even if you don't get instant gratification all the time. You need to do your research and you need to take it slow, because these are living animals. So deservedly so, impulse buying is number one in the mistakes that new snake keepers make. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Watching this video is not a mistake. This is a learning experience for you guys. So if you're watching this video, you're definitely taking a step in the right direction. If you would like to further support us here at Markham Reptiles, check out our Patreon. The link is in the description below, and you can actually become a member absolutely for free. So definitely check that out. There's no reason that you can't support us here at Markham Reptiles by becoming a free member of our Patreon. And nothing shows more support than becoming a member of our Patreon. We really would appreciate that. Check out our partner Reptiles. Their link is in the description below. Shout out to all you guys that participated in this video. Once again, our Instagram is @MarkhamReptiles. And everyone that participated in this video by commenting, we have linked to you guys in the description below. Power to the people. Thank you so much, guys, for participating. Thank you to everyone who watched this video. Keep learning, keep researching, and definitely don't be impulsive, and you'll have a wonderful experience with these beautiful animals. And I hope that you guys all also have a wonderful day. Take care.